Hello and welcome to another episode of Tommy's Trains. Today we've got a package that just came in, so we'll open it together. And I think this is a pretty cool set. This one's pretty hard to find. Also, so we're going to put this down on the layout, my temporary layout here on the dining room table that we have to clean up today before supper. This set's I think it's kind of cool. Again, some people like train sounds and some don't. I do and I don't. I think there's days that I do and there's days that I don't. So what we've got here is it's a Santa Fe service station special. It's a work train, and this one's really cool, and I'll take it out and show it to you. But there's no track or transformer with this set. This was just an add-on set that you could get. And I think some of the coolest things about this is this original flyer that came with it, the new tradition. So it says the finest smoke unit ever put in a locomotive. So I'm interested to see how that is. All the rolling stock has die-cast sprung trucks, meaning all the trucks have little springs in there, which is really cool. The tender has a backup light on it. It's got a new car. It was new at the time. So first of all, we've got this little train right here. It's an ATSF, so Atchison, Topeka, Santa Fe steam switcher, locomotive, and tender. Kind of cool. So we'll get that out here in a second. A couple of spools. These would have been like the spools that would go in the car, and it would have held telephone wire or whatever was going out on the work train that day. This right here is the Santa Fe bunk car, so it's a bunkhouse on wheels. Here is it's just a freight carrier. It's a gondola, Santa Fe gondola, or gondola, depends on how you want to say it. Atchison, Topeka, Santa Fe. This is the tool car, so this would have been the tool crib they would have taken with them. ATSF work caboose. And the last car is a Bucyrus Erie crane car, so ATSF also, so that's cool. Alright, we're going to go ahead and we even got the instructions here. Hey new railroaders, welcome to the world of Lionel model railroading. Congratulations. Let's take this train out and see how that goes. This should have been one of the ones that was made in the United States. I'm pretty sure. You don't see these a lot, and this is a little 040 switcher with the plug here for the tender for the backup light. And it's all die cast. It's really heavy. It's got operating couplers on the front, which a lot of times the locomotives, the steam locomotives, they don't have an operating front coupler. The back one is on the tender, but not the one on the front of the locomotive. Here we've got the slope back tender. So we'll put the light back on, just the cover. Yeah, you don't see those backup lights very much. And it's not one of those things that's super easy to plug in. I can tell already by looking at it. It's it looks like a real point for braking. So that's why a lot of these trains, they're not really designed for the children. They're adult collector only. I would say this is probably one of those. And I did notice in the box, it did have the smoke fluid in it. Is it the smoke fluid or lube? Let's see if it comes out. So go through slow. Here's the locomotive, an 040. Slope back tender. Gondola with some tanks and some reels. Tool car, bunk car, crane, work caboose, cat. So work caboose. Which I've already got a work caboose. I've got a Santa Fe one, so I have to take a look. The other one I have is blue, and I'm going to take a look and see if that one has sprung trucks. And I'm going to put one of those up for sale, because I don't need two. But I'll keep the better one, which may be this one. And it's the operating crane car. The other one I think is an original old one that may just be a Lionel line, so we'll get rid of whatever one we don't need. These are a really cool car because they really do work. So we'll put this one down first. This one, these feel really heavy. These are the old ones with even the couplers are metal. So it's not plastic couplers. They're die-cast couplers, die-cast trucks with springs, die-cast wheels. So really cool. I'll put the tool car on. So these bunk cars, these were for the crew because they'd be out on the road, working on the railroad. And it has the original bags in it, so it's really amazing to find this. Like I said, these die-cast couplers they're really not common. It's not something that you see a lot. So these rails go in the work caboose, I'm guessing, which is generally where you would park the boom. So that's interesting that would be there. So we'll see if these will fit in here instead. And a lot of times the work caboose has like toolboxes on the sides, but that does have an awesome smoke generator on it. And it's smooth. This is a smooth running train. This is probably one of the nicest trains that I've had. Like, you got to be careful when you buy stuff on eBay. I always check for feedback and make sure they got positive feedback. A lot of times people have like 96%, but sometimes it's just because the customer that bought something was a butthole. So you can usually figure that out. But a lot of times the seller, they're kind of like sketchy, So you just be cognizant of where you're getting your stuff from. Always look for the good deals. And for the love of God, don't get into a bidding war over something on eBay, because you can find the same damn thing probably $100 cheaper in another auction that nobody's bidding on. So anyway, that's my rant for eBay. Essentially, it's a 442 Atlantic. Like I said, this is just the one that came with all the sets. They just changed the graphics on it. This one runs really smoothly. So 442, they recommend no more than 10 cars on the back, including the tender. So we won't put more than 10 on there, but we'll throw a couple rail cars on. So these trains, you can kind of push them. They don't lock up. The motor doesn't lock up. I don't recommend it. You put it on the floor and push it like a Tonka toy, but you can roll it ahead of you. So these have the operating couplers. And we don't want to put too many cars on because it'll look stupid. But we'll put We'll put this one on too, and then the caboose. It'll be like the snake eating its own tail. So this goes in here, and then it just rides. So I remember seeing these Boston and Maine trains with the blue when I was a kid. They used to go through Portland. You'd see them come up through Saco and Biddeford and Old Orchard. And this has what they call forward, neutral, reverse on it. Let's see if that works. Yeah, like I said before, the problem is people, they run these and don't turn the switch off. And what happens is they burn the smoke unit, the smoke generator out of it. This right here is an honest-to-God limited run LL Bean Boston and Maine set. So this was in one of their catalogs about 20-something years ago. And it was before Fast Track came out, so early 2000s, maybe 2002-ish. But it was in their mail order catalog, and I wanted one, and I didn't get one. But now I have one. So very cool in the original box. I've been buying and selling trains like crazy. And a lot of these are going right back out. You know, I've always been a big fan of Lionel, and I have N and HO, but my heart belongs to Lionel, and especially some of these right here, these old ones that were made in the USA are my favorite. And there was a dark time. There was a dark time for Lionel where they had some real junk, but they also had some good stuff too. So this one right here is from the late 80s, and this right here is more of a deluxe set. It's got the figure 8, the Santa Fe Special, and they also had a Santa Fe Flyer, and almost identical to it was the New York Central Special and the New York Central Flyer. So the figure 8 has got a cross in it. So let's get this open and try it out. Been about 30 years old. And I've got some more packing material because I can always use that. So let's take a look what we got in here. So first we've got a die-cast locomotive. It's a 442 Atlantic. And this is probably the most popular Lionel train engine they made. They made a ton of them. So this one still has its traction tire on it. Looks pretty good. And the 442, so 442 means 4 wheels here in the front, 4 drivers, and then 2 under the firebox. So that's what the 442 is. And I can see there's a lever there to turn the smoke on and off, so that's good. Alright, so the tender is behind it. This is a long haul tender. It's a little different than what you see in some of the newer ones. So it does have an operating coupler on the back, die-cast trucks, die-cast wheels, and the steam whistle inside. I'm really impressed that this box has the inserts, because a lot of times that stuff's all gone. I know I personally don't usually save them. So here's a flatbed for a piggyback, and the knuckle right here, the female part of the trailer hitch. A lot of times that's split and broken, and this one's not. The wheel chocks are there. Again, operating couplers. The car itself is plastic. Got die-cast trucks, die-cast wheels. Real nice shape. Here we've got an auto carrier. Same thing. It's plastic. Still has the brake wheel on it. Operating couplers, die-cast trucks and wheels. This here is a dump car. Okay, there it is. This has a magnet on it, so it latches down, but it holds the logs. Brake wheel's still on it. It's all really in nice shape. No stains or discoloration. The magnet here is in nice shape. Die-cast trucks, operating couplers, die-cast wheels. Very nice. I got a heck of a deal on this. I can't believe I got it for what I paid for it, and I'm going to turn around and sell a good portion of it because I don't need duplicates of some of these things, so I can pass it along. But this looks like it has a lighted caboose or a lit caboose, which it is not always included. A lot of the cheaper trains didn't have a lighted caboose or a lit caboose, so this one does. Die-cast trucks, die-cast couplers, I'm sorry, die-cast wheels, operating couplers, and it has the brake wheel and ladder assembly on the front, on the ends, because a lot of times those are broken. A lot of times those are history by the time those show up. So this box is a 2-story box. So that's got the train, more train cars. There's the Chief. This is a single door box car, plastic, metal trucks, metal wheels, operating couplers. But very nice shape, no discoloration, nothing broken. I don't really think this train has been used very much. And this is always missing. The owner's manual is here. That's good. And here, it's still in the original boxes. This is crazy. Here's the controller. And that looks like it hasn't been used. Still got tie wraps on it. So. I haven't really had any of these kind of control-y things, so whether this works or not remains to be seen. But it's not something that I typically. I've never had one of those. I've always had a different style. So packed in here, these are broken a lot of times too. In fact, I've had a couple break on me when the kids were little. This is the Peterbilt cab or tractor. It is missing part of a smokestack, so that's the first thing I've seen that's visibly broken. These are your lock-on wires. Got straight tracks. And they're used, but they are very clean. Otherwise, there's no rust on them. So that's good. It still smells a little oily, to be honest with you. Here's a box full of the freight, the miscellaneous freight, and that's always gone. So that's cool. Here we've got rest of the piggyback, and so that's supposed to happen. The trailer and the truck body can be separated. That's not broken. So that goes on that car right here. We'll put that on here in a little bit. These right here. Here's your lock-on. That's what gives you power. Here's your other power wire. This right here is the button that activates the uncoupling, so this track right here activates that magnet, pulls down and dumps the car. So that's all intact. There's a screw there that you hook the power to, so that's all complete. And this insert is here. I just can't get over the fact that all this stuff is still in this box. It's crazy. And here's your actual transformer right here. I thought this was like a 40 watt controller. I don't remember. I've got another one upstairs if this one doesn't work. These had actual pieces of wood, real live, well dead, but real pieces of wood for the dump car. That was one of the things that I thought was super cool. Here's your dump tray. These are grade crossings for the tube track. Here's your diamond. All of your curves are here, and here's your automobiles that go on the car, the flat car. These are usually gone too. I can't believe these are here. I would say this set is complete. I mean, I can look at the manual and stuff, but 100% complete as far as I can tell. So here's a pair of cars, and the wheels turn, and those ride on here. So pretty cool. I just can't believe that all these boxes are in here. That's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. And the owner's manual. So alright, so here's our Rutland boxcar. It's pretty light. I'd say this is a 1970s car. Maybe early 80s. There's your whatever kind of car this is. It's kind of like a 57 Chevy wannabe. I don't know. Maybe somebody can tell me what that is. It looks like a taxi car. It's only got a 2-door on it, but Anyway, there's two of those on there. We have the truck. There's your Santa Fe tender, the Boston and Maine caboose, Santa Fe piggyback. That Lionel set right there is the newer locomotive that came out early, I'd say mid to late 2000s, like 2010 maybe, because it's an 080. It was their new locomotive, and it's the Lionel Lines one, so not a lot of features. It had smoke, but not, the couplers did not operate. They were just there. Here's our Santa Fe locomotive, our Santa Fe caboose, B&M bulkhead car, the Chief, LL Bean, our Boston, Maine, and our 442. So, like I said, I will probably break up this Santa Fe set. I know you're probably like, why? It's been together so long. Well, I don't need it. And I have no plans on selling it or anything, so it'll be maybe a couple pieces changed out of it. But here's your meal pickup set. Brand new in the box. Your bumpers, controllers, semaphore, track clips, more road crossings, and then over here we have the village trolley. Like that even looks like the Department 56 or whatever you want to call it. So just a little box for that. You can still get these pretty cheap, but I would just be careful of where you get it from. It came with this. It all works well. So, like I said, I'm going to go through and sort this out. Maybe a couple things that I have already are better. Maybe I'll just keep the set as it is. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely going to keep this locomotive and at least some of the train. So, tune in next time, and thanks for watching Tommy's Trains.